Brian Wright, Daily B, 200. It's been a while, but I'm back for episode 200. Brian Wright, Daily B, BrianWright732.com, BrianWright732 on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, pretty much everywhere. So it's been a little while. Why has it been a while? It's because my wife and I had a kid, our second one. So Wright is about just over a year and a half right now. So this is that point where you start to sleep a little bit more and you get a little bit more energy, so you can get a little bit of your life back, which means I have a little bit more clarity to do things like this. So for number 200, what do I want to talk about? I would like to talk about something I've spoken about before, gone pretty in depth about it, but it's something that continues to be an issue. And it's the secret, the idea that the universe is going to conform to your thoughts, to your wishes and your desires. It's a bunch of nonsense. I don't care who's saying what about that. The truth is the truth. The universe does not care about you. The universe is this big cold thing where one thing is trying to kill another thing for survival at all times. That's the nature of life. I don't want to be dark or bleak about it, but we just have to understand that the cycle of life is destruction to make creation. That is it. Over and over and over. We kill something to eat something so that we have fuel so that we can continue. And eventually we will be turned into fuel when we pass on and we're put back into the ground. It is the cycle. You cannot think your way outside of this cycle. You cannot change it. The universe does not give a shit about you. It is not going to keep you alive because you want to be alive. It is not going to change the course of, the spin of the earth, the cycle of the moon. Waves are not going to stop crashing. Nothing is going to change because you want it to change. The only time change occurs is when you take action, not when you make thoughts. Thoughts may inspire actions, thoughts may inform actions, but thoughts are not actions themselves. This idea that you're going to vibrate this energy that's going to change things is a bunch of bullshit. I know negative people that create great success. I know positive people that go nowhere. So, and vice versa. It's really just your actions. You want to find success. It's a very simple formula. Now, when I say success, I'm going to keep it into a financial, building a life for myself situation. Figure out what you're good at. Figure out the benefit of that for other people. Find those people and monetize your value through providing some kind of service to them based on what you're good at. If you can do that, you're going to win forever. That's the easy success. That's the road to success. That's everything. So I have Killer Bee Combat Sports Academy. I train a tremendous amount of good, strong, young athletes. One of the main issues that I'm dealing with a lot of the younger athletes is that they fall into the trap that there's a shortcut to this. That if you listen to enough things and you consume enough content and you think about enough stuff, it's going to change the course of everything. It's bullshit. The only thing that these people should be focusing on is the work. Are you doing the right work? Are you doing it with the right people? Are you doing it with the people that are going to inspire you to be great, that are going to help you get your thoughts straight so you can eliminate the clutter that gets in the way of your ability to perform? Then are you doing the things in the gym that are going to allow you to perform physically? So are you doing the strength and conditioning? Are you learning the techniques you got to learn? Are you analyzing your opponents? Are you seeing what works in today's environment? Are you doing everything that it takes to be successful in the world in which you live? Not sitting around saying you're going to be successful and thinking if you say it enough times, it's just going to happen. Because the world owes you nothing. The universe doesn't give a fuck about you. The only thing that matters is what are you going to get up? What are you going to do? And what's the impact of what you're doing on the world around you? And do you have the ability to adjust and to keep yourself moving so that you can get that opportunity to be successful. Because the screwed up part about it is that even if you're perfect, there's still a really good chance that you're not going to achieve the thing you have in your head. I'm not being negative about it. It's the reality of the world in which we live. It's the reality of the universe in which we've always lived, is that it's not luck. It's just happens to be what it is at times. Sometimes you're perfect and it works out. Sometimes you're flawed and it works out phenomenal. Sometimes you're perfect and it fails. It's all different results based upon a tremendous amount of things. There's a lot of stuff you can't control. The only thing you can control is yourself. You can only control the choices that you make. You can only control the way you respond to the thoughts in your head. You can only control you. If you don't control you, you have nothing. You have no chance. You can't control the universe. You can't control the people around you. You can't control anything but you. And when people talk about the secret, that is the secret. The secret is basically the universe does not give a shit. You have to give a shit, and you have to put in the work, and you have to acquire the skills, and you have to acquire the knowledge, and you have to apply it in a way that is going to achieve the goal that you've got in your head. I don't think it's bad that you have goals. I don't think it's bad that if you create a vision board or some of the bullshit things that The Secret talks about, I call it bullshit, and I'm saying I don't disagree with it, but the bullshit is that if you create a vision board, if you look at it long enough, it's going to happen. No. If you create your goals and you remind yourself of them consistently, it does help keep you on track because you know what you're working towards. It's understanding your why. If you know why you're doing things, because you know what you're trying to achieve, that really does matter. I don't like all this mindset, motivation, all the stuff that keeps you online consuming content like this. I prefer getting out, being active, and finding the motivation and the direction in the process of doing, because it's in the doing that we get the results. So we need to let go of this idea that the universe fucking cares, because it just doesn't. I have a handful of guys that I've seen fail miserably over the last year in particular because they really felt that they were destined for greatness. They didn't understand that destiny is defined by the steps that we take, not by the way we feel about the direction we should be going. Just because you think you're going to be great, because you want to be great, doesn't mean you're going to be great. Greatness comes from torturing yourself daily in the fire, in the inferno of hard work and dedication and expanding of our skills, our knowledge, and our understanding. It's really that simple. Falling into the idea of the universe and the secret, it's easy because you feel it's written in a way, it's communicated in a way to make you feel like it's a shortcut. And we really, really wish there were shortcuts. I wish there were shortcuts. I fall into the trap where I'll buy into things because I think it's going to help me, cut the line. But the only time I've ever been able to cut the line is when I was more prepared than everybody else, and I had the audacity to just step over that line. I didn't wait for the line to come to me. I went to the line. It goes back to how I got into college. I went to the #1 fine arts college in the United States, and I never took an art class before college. I was going to school with people that went to actually creative high schools and things of that nature. I never took an art class. I applied to the college. I drove down to the college. I spoke to the dean of admissions. I showed them my work. I explained to them what my drive was. They gave me a chance because of my audacity and my passion. If I sat at home and I wished that I could go to this place, if I wished that I, could be accepted, I was never going to be accepted. I had to go and basically kick the door in, tell them who I was in a way that would make them understand my value for their system. And they let me in. And I've replicated this time and time again, but I've only been able to replicate it because the things that I've forced my way into, I had the audacity to open the door, but I had the skills to stay in the room. And that's the thing. it's not having the audacity to think big, to dream big. It's the audacity of knowing who you are and recognizing that you can not just perform, but thrive in particular environments where you may not have on paper all the things in line, but you know you could actually do it. And then letting people see that you can do it and providing value, and then making yourself an integral part of that room. That's what it's all about. So let's get beyond the bullshit that we need shortcuts, that we need secrets and tricks. Let's be good at what it is that we want to do. Let's acquire the skills to achieve the things that we've got in our head we want to be. And then let's use the tools that we've got, the mediums that we have, to let the world know that we're here, that we have these skills. And let's present them in a way that's going to provide value to that world, so that world accepts us and brings us in, and then allows us to create the things that we're saying we're going to manifest or whatever. So you can't pull anything out of thin air. You can only work really hard. You can have the audacity to tell the world the things that you're good at, but then you've got to be doing the work so that you can actually be good at it in a way that's going to keep you relevant and in the game. So that is what I had to say today. Daily B200. Again, this is Brian Wright. You can find me at brianwright732.com, brianwright732 on Instagram and on Twitter. And you can also train with me at Killer Bee Combat Sports Academy in Oakhurst, New Jersey, killerbcsa.com, Killer Bee CSA on Instagram and Twitter as well. Episode 200. I am thankful for having any audience. I am thankful and grateful for the people that communicate with me on a daily basis to keep the ideas flowing, that inspire me to share my thoughts. If one person finds value in what I'm saying, I won today. So I wish you the best. I hope you find the audacity to represent your skills, and I hope you find the energy to get up, get into the world, and to start working towards your goals, and not just dream, but to grab a hold and build something. All right, Brian Wright, I'm gone. I should say I'm out. Peace.